What is up, guys? Hey, I just wanted to hop on here, and we've been doing daily devotionals and things like that. We post videos every week, but I just want to hop on here real quick. I've been on YouTube this morning, watching these videos by this guy named I forgot his name. What is his name? Leonardo Torres. And he does reaction videos to Christian songs. And what I've done is I've gone all the way back to the beginning, the first video this guy posts. He doesn't profess to be a Christian or anything like that, but I watch these videos, and as this guy's listening to these Christian songs, mostly by Hillsong, he's being transformed. And it's amazing to me how this man who doesn't profess to be a Christian at the time hears music and hears the gospel. And as you watch his videos, you can see that God is trying to work on him and move through him, and God is really chasing him down. And I got to thinking about worship. He listens to he listens to the song "So Will I" by Hillsong, and there's a line in there that says, "If the stars were made to worship, so will I. If the rocks cry out, so will I." And I got to thinking about us and how we worship. And I've also got to thinking about us and our platform that we talk about all the time, and the people we can reach. And, I preached Sunday on faith, and we talked last night about small groups and things like that. But how we serve God. We talked about Joseph when we did what to do when you don't know what to do. And we talked about how he stayed faithful to God because he knew God was with him. And so I got to thinking about worship. And we think of it so much as the music and stuff, but worship is how we live our life. And I got to thinking about the story of the woman at the well, and how she talks about all these different places that she's at in her life and what she's gone through in her life. And she says, "So tell me, why is it," this is in John 4, starting in verse 20, so tell me, why is it that you Jews insist that Jerusalem is the only place of worship, while we Samaritans claim it is here at Mount Geronimo, whatever, where our ancestors worship?" And Jesus replies to her. Listen to what he says. He says, "Believe me, dear woman, the time is coming when it will no longer matter whether you worship the Father on this mountain or in Jerusalem. You Samaritans know very little about the one you worship, while we Jews know all about him, for salvation comes through the Jews. But the time is coming, indeed it is here now, when true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. The Father is looking for those who will worship him that way. For God is spirit, so those who worship him must worship in spirit and in truth." And I got to thinking, she's saying, we worship here and the Jews worship there. And it's not about that. It's not about having Wednesday night services. It's not about having Sunday morning services. It's about being true worshipers, people who really give our lives. And what Jesus says here is it doesn't matter where you worship. All that matters is that you are. And I got to thinking about that today. So I guess this would be your daily devotional. Do we live our lives in constant worship? And what I mean by that is speaking love, showing compassion, moving, telling people about Jesus, is every step we take to honor and glorify God. I can be honest with you, in my life it's not. In my life it's not that way. So I'll put this guy's Instagram and YouTube in the description. But I'll even, I guess I can tag him on Instagram, but go watch some of his videos and realize that when we actually listen to the words we sing at church, the way we live our life will change. When we actually worship God, how we live our life will be completely different. Completely different. And so that's my prayer today, is that our lives are completely different.